Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Anne and on my channel I review foreign international content. Today I'm back to review this one. It's a South Korean series called Captivating the King. And so far we've got 4 episodes. It started last weekend, I believe, and then so now we're up to 4 episodes, and I have to say off the bat, I was like, wow, how things changed from episode 1 and 2 to 3 and 4. I'm sitting there thinking like, are you still the good guy or have you become the bad guy, right? Did you guys feel the same way? Like at episode 4, like, ooh, something has changed, right? Anyway, we'll discuss. But anywho, it has this actor, I love him. He's from the Hospital Playlist. His name is Cho Jag-seok, an excellent actor. I also loved him in Oh My Ghost. I think that one must have been the first thing I ever saw him in, but he's just a fantastic actor. We saw in Hospital Playlist, he also can sing, right? I think he plays instruments and sings, so really a fantastic actor. And then there's the Shin Si-kyung. And I loved her in The Female Historian. That was so good. She was also on Run On. Also just fantastic actress as well. And what we see obviously with the beginning of episode 1 and 2, that he is royal prince. His brother is the king. And let's just say we do get the feeling that the king may not be well, both physically and mentally, which is questionable, by the way. And he has to send his brother to, like, I don't know, the border of their country because there's, I don't know, war looming or something like that. But in this whole thing, I think we find out there's people behind the scenes who are, let's just say, not giving the king the best advice because they're worried that if something happened to the king, he is gonna be the king as his brother, because the king's son is still a small boy, so he can't take over the kingdom. And then there's also the discussion, the fact that he is more smart, he has more wisdom, he probably would make a better king than his older brother. So let's just say his brother is insecure, and then you get bad advice in the middle of all that, and let's just say it makes the king just a little woo cuckoo and just doesn't know who he should trust, who not to trust. And it was just interesting to see how, went from the brothers loving each other, like in episode 1 and 2. And then obviously he's sent on that mission. He tells his brother, whatever happens, make sure you come back. I need you to come back safe and sound. So you get the feeling that as brothers, they're strong, they're even crying. And by the time he's coming back, you find the king has definitely been ill advised, where they've just created this propaganda. There's one advisor who would like the young small boy, the son, to become king, who, let's just say, is working with the mother of the small boy. And we found out they were related, right? I guess it's brother and sister. So they would love for the nephew. You'd love for the nephew to become the king, because that would mean he pretty much would be running the show, right? That's what he wants to do. But having him becoming king, that's a problem, right? So anyway, let's just say in the middle of all that, he has definitely convinced the king that your brother is actually working with your opposition, and they're really putting a thing together, and they almost want to come and overturn and replace you, and he's going to become king. So the king has definitely become paranoid. By the way he got sick, biting on the nails with the bloody nails. That was like, oh my god, this is gross to watch. And clearly, and I'm not sure if he was always sickly or it was after the brother left, they started giving him this medicine, and it just looked like he just went down and down. The actor who played that king, I have to say, he was pretty good, but the way he always just looked like sweaty, I'm like, he looks like he needs a bath and he needs to sleep, like eyes bloodshot. And he is crazy and constantly bothering that poor girl who's trying to serve him his food. And I was like, that girl, it's like the worst job ever, right? Oh, anyway, so he comes back, and let's just say at this point, the king really is not for the brother. He's been convinced that he is the enemy. And that really becomes the story. And then in the middle of all this, then the character of Hiso is introduced, and what we see is she likes to play that game. I'm not sure what that game is called, where they play, it looks like a chess. situation thing for Korean people, and she's very good at it. But when she plays, she dresses up as a boy, which, by the way, did that give anybody the vibes of Park Hyun Bin called The King's Affection, where she's a girl, but she's really dressing up as a boy because she wants to go play this game with men. And also, I think she was trying to raise some money to help people. And the only way she could do that is that she has to pretend to be a man. And let's just say the king loves to play that same game. And at this point, he has not found anybody who can beat him until he meets him, although it's a her, dressed as a man. And they become good friends. They actually become such good friends that it was actually endearing. Episode 1 and 2, I was just like, wow. And at one point, I'm like, just tell him you're a girl. Because I'm like, oh my God, I want a love story, right? And let's just say episode 3 and 4, between everything happening with the king getting worse, and then the bad advice, and then now the Minister of War who's giving him bad advice. By the way, his son I felt like he was a good guy. And after, spoiler alert, just in case you haven't gotten here, after his dad is killed, and you have to keep watching. That's why I'm saying, like, did he go from good to bad? But once again, the storyline is pretty, early on. But I was just like, oh, I hope they don't turn him into an evil person, which I'm thinking he's not going to be an evil person. But as of right now, I'm like, ooh, turn of events have made him like, look, I'm going to need to protect myself. And I believe Hee-saw's father did tell her, like, look, he should be the king. However, because of how intelligent he is, there will be people coming at him trying to kill him, right? So let's just say, I think he has turned towards that, like, if somebody is coming at me, I'm gonna need to be severe with them. And like we saw, the Minister of War, once the evidence was proved that was not real. And by the way, that guy named Chief Hyun-bo, oh my God, he heard the Minister of War says, oh, don't worry about him. He's like a dog. He's like a hound dog. I'm just gonna use him. And then when I'm done, I'll get rid of him. What they did not factor in is that he heard him. He heard the Minister of War talking to his son, saying, don't worry, I'm just using him right now to get the information I need, and then I'll get rid of him. So he never thought that this guy would go against him. And clearly he did, because I think what happened was he saw, look, this guy doesn't care about me, so let me go help the king, right? Who was the opposition, and tell him, like, look, there was no interrogation, and really, there was no confession. That confession was fake. It was written by his son. Ooh. And the way now he's become the king, was severe with what he does to the Minister of War. I was like, oh, did he just change for the other side? And then now the character of Hae-so also has changed, because when she asked Mercy for her friend, and you have to watch to see which friend I'm talking about, the king was not listening to it at all. So almost like the friendship that you thought we had playing that board game, no, I'm the king now. For that reason, I'm not your friend anymore. I'm acting as the king. So now she's gonna come at him. So her and the minister's son, Myug-ha, it sounds like they're gonna team up together to come after the king. I cannot wait to see what happens there, because it's almost like you can predict what's gonna happen, right? They're gonna get to know him as a person, and they're gonna understand the reason why he's making this decision, just knowing that there will be people coming after him. Just like her dad told her, they're gonna be coming after him, and for that reason, that's why he has to be that way. And then I cannot wait. At what point does she let him know that she's a girl, she's not a boy? And there's a love story coming, right? The thing is, I believe we also have a love triangle. I don't know why all the Korean dramas, you gotta have a love triangle, right? Because the minister's son, Myug-ha, has always loved Hee-so, right? And then now Hee-so actually has already fallen for the king, right? We know that. So it'll be interesting to see how that all navigates, but I'm here for it. I love historical dramas. I love when they do this, so I'm really enjoying this. Let me know in the comment section if you're also enjoying this. The other one that just came that also looks really good, Slam Doctor, has really good actors that we both love. So I'm gonna start watching that one as well. But let me know in the comment section what you think of this one so far. Enjoying it, but it'll be interesting to see how they navigate, because now they want to be his enemies and before they were friends. So what's gonna happen there will be interesting to see. But once again, if you do like my video, give me a like, subscribe. It does help to support my channel. And I'll see you next week when I review episode 5 and 6. Deuces.